he slid across the wide canyon on a zip line. He thought it would be an easy ride to the other side, but unexpectedly, a monster triggered an explosion in the canyon. The flying debris cut the rope. Unprepared, Chang fell directly into the abyss. Ada jumped in without hesitation. She leaped into the bottomless canyon. Thick fog blocked his view. He had to open his parachute early. After passing through the fog, he realized he was rapidly falling towards a rushing river. He crashed heavily into the water. Luckily, Ada grabbed a dry branch just in time. She managed to climb to the shore. On the other side, Chang was fortunate to get caught in a tree. He fell into a coma. In a daze, he saw a terrifying monster approaching. Chang hurriedly pulled out his gun and shot. The gunshots caught Ada's attention. In a bid to escape the danger, he unbuckled the parachute. He landed heavily on the ground, but as he got up, he found himself stuck to the ground. Suddenly, sharp fangs emerged from the dry branch. It looked like Chang would be devoured. Then, a gunshot rang out. It was Ada, who had come following the sound. She managed to save him just in time. The two didn't dare to linger. We must find a way to escape this dangerous place. But they hadn't gone 2 miles yet, when a ghostly knight suddenly appeared. Ada couldn't dodge in time, and was knocked down. Chang-gu was about to step forward, when he was also knocked out. As he struggled to get up, he saw the knight advancing, for more men bore long knives at their waists. Ada tried to lure one knight away, but the knight leaped off his horse and tackled her. However, Ada was no helpless person. She quickly countered, subduing the knight, and shot him off to the northwest. When they reunited, Chang-gu suddenly realized these monsters were dressed in 1940s US paratrooper uniforms. It was rumored that several battalions mysteriously vanished that year, and an unease washed over them. Why had these soldiers, who should have turned to bones, become monsters? It seemed this valley hid a shocking secret. They dared not delay and moved on. But what lay ahead was even more horrifying. The trees in the forest were made of twisted human skeletons. Everywhere was filled with silent suffering and wailing. They pushed through their fear and continued, arriving at an abandoned camp, where grotesque human remains and strange vines were scattered. Chang-gu found a videotape on a table. Maybe there's a truth here they want to know. At this moment, Ada found a century-old generator that surprisingly still worked after rebooting. After playing the tape, a long-buried secret was finally revealed. It turned out that this was a lab jointly established by the US and USSR in 1946, specifically for developing biochemical weapons. But a 9.9 magnitude earthquake struck a few days ago, causing a leakage of the biochemical weapons, resulting in mutations in all creatures in the canyon. The genes of mutated humans, animals, plants, and insects merged, and once infected, they would mutate within 5 days. This discovery made the two anxious, and they had to escape quickly. Just as they were about to leave, Chang unexpectedly found a 2,000-year-old computer. Inside it were even deeper secrets. After the leak of the biochemical weapons, an organization called Black Fox took over here, continuing their experiments, trying to create super soldiers. Seeing this made the two's skin crawl. Additionally, they discovered a file named Stray Dog, which noted there was a mushroom bomb in the canyon. Once the canyon is exposed, this mushroom bomb will self-destruct. The safe range of thermal radiation is within 4.2 kilometers. That's enough to destroy the entire canyon. The radar they check daily is to conceal the canyon's existence. The two dared not delay any longer. They continued to search for an escape. Soon, they found an old Jeep in the garage. With his fast hands from being single for 35 years, he quickly repaired the Jeep. Then, they drove through the thick fog, and reached the canyon's wall. There was a zip line here, which they could use the Jeep's footplate to leave. However, several monsters were chasing them. Ada quickly fired her gun. Amen. Love it. The two took turns providing cover, and soon dealt with the pursuers. They then began to ascend the zipline. After 2.5 years of climbing, they exited the fog below. They thought they would leave the danger smoothly, but countless monsters refused to let them go, and chased them up the rope. At this life-and-death moment, Chang stabbed the fuel tank, and a large amount of gasoline spilled onto the monsters. Then Chang lit a flare. Without hesitation, she threw it down. To prevent the monster from climbing back up the rope, Ada made a quick decision to cut the rope. Only then did the two escape disaster. After returning to the ground, they planned to detonate the mushrooms in the canyon, and then flee far away. They quickly sprang into action, setting bombs all over the radar. Little did they know that the company had already noticed their actions. The executives decided to personally eliminate these two traitors. They immediately sent out drones to hunt them down. They quickly detected the two's whereabouts. They launched a fierce attack on them instantly. Chang failed to dodge in time, and was hit by a fallen branch. Fortunately, he reacted quickly, and fired several shots to take down the drones. Ada, with her sharp shooting skills, took down two drones with a single shot. After eliminating all the drones, they quickly set up their sniper rifles, aiming at the radar on the canyon's edge. They pulled the trigger. With a quiet pop, the radar exploded instantly, losing the radar's cover. The canyon was exposed, and the mushrooms below activated automatically. In 2 minutes, it would level the canyon. The executives were horrified upon seeing this. They hurried onto the helicopter to leave, but before they flew 2 miles, the mushroom bomb exploded. The helicopter carrying the higher-ups was thrown out of control by the shockwave and crashed into a cliff. They met their end immediately. Ida had already evacuated to a safe distance, but Chang was injured and slowed down. The forceful shockwave swept him into the river. 5 days later, Ida showed no signs of mutation, so she went to the agreed place to wait for Chang. But she waited for 2 whole months, and Chang never appeared. Though she knew Chang might have met with misfortune, Ida still refused to give up, so she opened a restaurant there, always hoping Chang would return, until one day, a familiar figure appeared again. It was the unscathed Chang, and from then on, they led a carefree life together.